All right, my young artists, today we're going to be drawing a self-portrait with a thought bubble. You will have a mirror to be able to draw from observation for the self-portrait. And what I want you to do is think of a different way of showing your self-portrait other than just putting your self-portrait in the center of the page. So we're going to think about the composition. And composition means how we arrange items that we're drawing on our drawing. It could also be the way you arrange things on a painting or the way you arrange things in a sculpture. So today we're doing drawing. I started doing value in my drawing. I would like for you guys to focus on value for your self-portrait portion of your drawing. You can do this using pencil like I did, or you can choose to use color by using colored pencil or chalk pastel or marker, whichever way you choose. There's no wrong way. Now, once you decide where you're going to place your self-portrait, I put mine a little bit off to the right, and I focused on just doing it from the middle of the nose up. So it's a little bit different. Instead of seeing the whole face, we're focused on just seeing basically on eye level my self-portrait. And in that way, it sort of makes you be able to connect with the eye of the viewer. So in the thought bubble, which is this organic shape up here, because we can't name it by a math term, we're going to start by drawing imagery of things that matter to us. So I'm just going to show you a few things that I could add to my thought bubble, and then I'm going to give you guys the rest of the class period to work on your own. And we'll be continuing this into Monday. So for me, the first thing I'm going to want to add is a paintbrush. So I'm going to start by, and I'm going to change the straightness of the handle of my paintbrush so that way it sort of coincides or goes with the shape of my thought bubble. So I don't have to draw these things 100% realistically. I can start to change the lines of how they're created to go with the shape of my thought bubble. Now, coming from my paintbrush, I'm going to make a rainbow. Okay. Now, this is obviously one thing that really matters to me, so I'm going to add this in, but you guys can choose to add what you like. Now, when I look at this little shape here, I feel like a palette would fit nicely in there. So I'm going to go ahead and add my little Bob Ross palette, and I'm going to put a couple shapes that are going to indicate splattered paint. Okay, another thing that matters to me is basketball. So I'm going to draw a circle shape up here. And for those of us that really like sports and you plan on adding sport related circles into your drawings, we do have the circle tracer draw. So if you need a circle to trace a perfect circle, you can go ahead and use the circle tracers from the circle tracer draw. Now, I'm looking at this and I see these lines that indicate the rainbow coming from my paintbrush, and then I see this circle shape up here. So I'm going to use a little bit of concentric line around my basketball just to enhance this area of my artwork. Okay, so you guys can draw images up here, but you can also start to add lines that will enhance the artwork. Okay? I'm also going to start using bubble letters to put my kids' names because they also are the most important thing to me. So I can use words in my thought bubble. So I'm putting Max's name here. And now I'm going to go to the other side because I'm noticing that I'm kind of ignoring this side, and I want to make sure that I span out my drawing. So I'm going to go to this side and I'm going to start to add my son Joey's name. Okay. So once again, these are things that fit into my thought bubble because they sort of make up my thoughts. These are the things that I think about all the time and things that come together to make who I am. But your thought bubble is going to be different than mine because it will be filled with your thoughts. I'm adding clouds because I love to look at the clouds outside and try to figure out what kind of thing they look like. That's one of my favorite games to play with my kids, so I'm adding those in. And I'm gonna go with my cloud and I'm gonna add a little bit of concentric line here. I have 4 cats at home, so I'm gonna add some cats peeking through this cloud. So you guys can kind of be creative on the placement of the things in your thought bubble. And whatever imagery you need, if you need to look at something, if you need help drawing it, you can always come see me. You can ask a friend nearby, or I can give you the folder that I have with printed photos, or we can print a photo from the computer so that way you can look at something while you're drawing. But I want you to try your best to imagine the way you think things look and try to take a shot at drawing them. So I am going to stop for now, and I will be continuing while you guys work. I will fill the rest of my thought bubble, and I'm excited to see your thought bubbles as well. Alrighty.